One of the best things about watches is the variety. Different colors, functions, styles, and sizes. While I usually stick to watches between 36 and 42 millimeters, I do like to switch things up. Today we're taking a look at 8 watches on the larger side. Whether you've got a big wrist or just enjoy a watch with more presence, this video is for you. San Martin is the quality leader on AliExpress, and although their watches are on the pricier side, the finishing and details are definitely worth the money. The SN0075 is built like a tank and looks awesome. The case comes in at 43 millimeters in diameter, 12 millimeters in thickness, and a lug-to-lug of 46.5. It uses an integrated bracelet design that adds a lot of character and drapes really well across the wrist. The details on this watch are done incredibly well. The dial comes in either a waffle pattern texture or horizontal stripe texture, both in a sunray finish, and all feature 3 subdials to display the month, the day of the week, and a 24-hour counter. The watch is constructed in 316L stainless steel, and it's powered by the automatic Miyota 9120 movement. There is lots of protection thanks to the 100 meters of WR, screw-down crown, and sapphire crystal that has an anti-reflective coating. The lume is super bright and filled with BGW9 blue light that is generously applied to the hands and markers. Close-ups of the watch really showcase the fine brushing and polishing found throughout the case and bracelet. This is definitely one of the many areas where San Martin shines. It comes equipped on either the steel bracelet or FKM rubber strap. Both made really well, change up the look of the watch depending on which you go with. This watch looks like an expensive timepiece, but only priced at $300 on the steel bracelet and $287 on the rubber strap. Next up is a really cool pilot watch from Berny in a stylish Flieger design that's available in 4 different dial colors. This watch definitely has a lot of wrist presence. The dimensions are 48 millimeters in diameter and 14.5 in thickness. On the outside is a flat sapphire crystal that's scratch resistant, and inside is the tried and tested Seiko NH36 automatic movement with the day-date complication. The finishing on the case is done well with a fully brushed finish, a great choice for this style of watch. The case has also been hardened for extra protection and adding a more premium finish. I think if the fixed bezel was polished, it would add contrast, but would take away from the tool watch design and make it dressier. Not a bad thing, but I like what Berny went with. The crown not only screws in, it's also slightly oversized in an onion shape, a classic detail of pilot watches. The lume is super bright as well. Everything really pops in low light conditions and adds to the functionality. It comes on a rubber strap with the signed pin buckle clasp. The contrasting white stitching is a nice touch to tie it all together. Each of the 4 color options all look really cool. There's blue, black, green, and another black option in a gunmetal case. The water resistance has 200 meter rating. Overall, it's just a versatile, great everyday watch with solid build quality and details. It's priced at $128. Switching gears, we have a really stunning and unique watch from Pagani Design, the PD1736. It comes in either black, blue, or green, and either on a steel bracelet or nylon strap. I typically gravitate towards steel bracelets. They are well made and look awesome on the watch. The specs are really solid. The bezel insert is made of ceramic, the water resistance is 200 meters, and the crystal is made of sapphire. The case measures 43 millimeters by 13 millimeters, with the lug-to-lug at 52. Powering the engine is the Seiko NH39 automatic movement. The dial is really interesting with the little peekaboo open heart where you can see a bit of the movement in action and a subdial placed near the 11. It's something a bit different but definitely flows nicely. The case also has an interesting design with its shape and crown guards. It's built like a tank and just looks really darn cool. I've owned a handful of Pagani Design watches the past few years and I'm always blown away by the quality they offer. Although their watches aren't perfect, no watch really is, the value is money well spent. The watch is $65 on the nylon strap and $77 on the steel bracelet. Great prices for all that you get. Although I never go diving, I do love dive watches and really like what Steeldive did with the SD1975. This is another watch with an interesting design, not just on the dial, but also the case. There's a lot of options to choose from with this one. Blue, green, red, yellow, and a few other colors as well as the choice of a steel bracelet or rubber strap. There's a lot to unpack on this watch. The dial really pops with the sunburst effect and has great legibility. It also features contrasting lume with blue BGW9 on the dial and green C3 around the bezel. It's a fun touch of style and creates a cool visual. The case measures 47.5 millimeters in diameter and 15 mil in thickness. On top is a ceramic bezel with 120 click unidirectional rotations, and inside is the go-to Seiko NH35 automatic movement. A great choice that has hand winding and hacking. The crown does screw in, which helps achieve the 300 meters of WR. The side profile really showcases the build quality this watch has, which looks indestructible. I really love all the variety of color options. Each add its own personality and looks great with the overall dive watch design. This is definitely the type of watch that would be hard to not notice someone wearing, and just a fun conversation starter. It's priced under $100, which is really a great price for such a beefy watch, coming in at $93 for either the rubber or steel option. Steeldive never disappoints and is definitely a fan favorite brand on AliExpress. We do have one more Steeldive to look at, and although I wanted to give you options of different brands, it was too hard to pass up the SD1967 because it looks awesome and the price is really great. It's packed with a lot of personality, and like the previous Steeldive, this one also comes in a variety of colors and either a steel or rubber strap. The case on this bad boy is 44.5 millimeters wide, 13 in thickness, and a total length of 44.5 millimeters. It's a very capable and durable dive watch. The dial layout paired with the bezel and rounded case is such a refreshing design. A fun alternative to the common dive watch we often see. A quick run through on the specs. 200 meters of WR, Seiko NH35 automatic movement, screw down crown, sapphire crystal, and super bright BGW9 blue lume. As much as I like all the color options, the yellow is probably my favorite. It looks great with the red text on the bezel and white hands and markers. Although choosing the rubber strap would help keep the overall weight down, the steel bracelet is really stylish with the polished center links and brushed outer links. Pairs perfectly with the case because it's also brushed and polished, creating a lot of balance across the design. On the rubber strap, it's priced at $78, and on steel, it's $83. Next up, we have an absolute banger of a Pilot watch with a really cool turbine second subdial, the Rudlands F016. This watch takes the timeless Pilot design and adds a fun twist. What's really cool about this watch is even if you aren't a fan of the name or really know how to pronounce it, it comes in a sterile dial with no text whatsoever. Regardless, I do prefer this sterile layout because it lets the focus be on the dial and overall design. There's plenty going on, especially with the turbine small seconds hands spinning around. The dimensions are really great for a larger wrist and very wearable. 43 in diameter, 12.5 in thickness, and the lug-to-lug is 52. Powering this watch is the Seagull ST3620 manual wound movement that can be seen through the display case back. Surprisingly, it's really nicely decorated and looks great to look at. The dial is absolutely stunning. The navy dark blue really pops and looks amazing with the white framed hour markers and hands. It comes equipped on a classic rivet style leather strap that is a great choice for a Pilot watch. The case has contrasting brushing and polishing, adding nice depth, and it does also come in black if you aren't into the blue. There's also a sapphire crystal, bright BGW9 lume, plenty of WR at 50 meters, and an oversized onion-shaped crown. It's another really great option for anyone looking for a Pilot watch. The price is $128. As much as San Martin is the undisputed king on AliExpress, there are a few other brands that offer really great quality in finishing and details. Seagull is one of those brands, and the 6015 is a great example. It has a familiar dive watch design that's executed to perfection. This is a large and in-charge kind of watch, coming in at 44 millimeters by 13. Seagull is one of the largest manufacturers of watch movements in the world, and they also make really great watches. Powering this beauty is the ST25 automatic movement, which has a 45-hour power reserve and can be seen through the display case back. Although not as beautifully decorated as the manual wound movement we just looked at, it is still cool to see in action nonetheless. The case is fully brushed, but there are polished chamfered edges to help break things up and add a nice premium look. The steel bracelet has an interesting design. Typically we see the center links polished with the outer links being brushed, but Seagull flipped things up here. It's a fun style and adds a bit of extra character to the watch. I also really like how they broke up the coin edge bezel. Instead of having grooves from end to ends, there are a few sections that are flat, adding even more style and detail. It's just an overall home run of a diver, and it's priced at just $148, which includes a rubber strap. Last up is another cool and unique design from Heimdallr. Although that name is tough to spell, they just use a logo on the dial. As much as this is a sporty dive watch, it has a lot of dressy elements and tons of style. It's powered by the Seiko NH35 auto movement, has 200 meters of WR, and comes in a variety of dial colors. The dimensions are 45.5 millimeters by 13.5 with the total length of 50. Depending on the dial color, each has nice finishing and details. There's a sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating and a screw-down crown, so plenty of protection. It also has a ceramic bezel insert, further adding to the overall quality and scratch resistance. I wouldn't even know how to describe the shape of the case, but there are definitely different levels to it and a lot of character. It features both brushing and polishing, creating nice visual appeal and an eye-catching construction. The price is $142. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at 8 slightly larger watches. Definitely let me know which was your favorite. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.